When someone asks about your childhood, you freeze. The answer isn't there. It's not because your life was a movie-worthy tragedy. It's because between the ages of 7 and 17, you skipped 15 chapters. You learned to read the room before you learned to read books. You were the mature one. But here's the problem. That maturity was actually a survival adaptation.
Psychologists call this parentification. It happens when a child is forced into the role of the caregiver. Sometimes it's instrumental. You cooked, cleaned, and managed siblings because the adults couldn't. Other times it's emotional. You were the third person in your parents' marriage, resolving their fights and managing their feelings. You became the emotional thermostat of the house. However, this role reversal creates a psychological prison.
Your parents attributed unfair responsibility to you. You were expected to be perfect without being taught how. If you failed, you were punished or guilt-tripped. So you learned to suppress your own needs to keep the peace. You became a small adult before your mind was ready. The world praised you for being so responsible, but no one asked what it cost you. You didn't lose your childhood suddenly. You outgrew it quietly. And now, that version of you is still making your decisions.
You developed superpowers like reading emotions and problem solving, but these came with a massive price tag. You can handle a massive life crisis with your eyes closed. However, you struggle with the simplest things. Resting feels dangerous. Asking for help feels like a burden. Being silly feels wrong. Your nervous system is stuck in crisis mode as the default setting. You built an operating system around instability, and that system is still running, but it's slowly emptying you out.
This follows you into your adult relationships. You are attracted to people who need fixing. Being needed feels like love because that's the only kind you recognize. Intimacy feels exposing. Vulnerability feels like a luxury you can't afford. You overfunction and overexplain, then wonder why you feel resentful. You confuse exhaustion with success. However, your worth got tangled with your usefulness decades ago. You are a human doing, not a human being. And that's where everything breaks.
Healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's about grieving the childhood you never had. You have to witness the kid who was too much and not enough at the same time. You're allowed to be a beginner at being taken care of. You're allowed to stop managing everyone else's emotions. You never had a childhood, but you still have a future. However, you have to be the one to go back and hold that child's hand.